When I tell you this is the only way I will ever read a book that's considered important ever again, this is the only way. This is the only way. I want to be entertained, okay? All right, you guys. So I don't normally do book reviews, and y'all definitely should not get comfortable with me doing book reviews because I don't know when I'm going to do another one. But I feel like it would be absolutely criminal for me to not tell you guys about this book. And that book is New Nigeria County by Claire Brown. So I'm going to be honest, you guys, I did not know what to expect going into this book. For one, I actually get a lot of requests to read books simply because I own the Melanie Library. I'm also an author. I also have a podcast where I interview Black authors. So it has kind of become a fact of life that I generally get offered several books to read. And most of the time I say no because I'm just like, realistically speaking, either the description doesn't fit what I'm looking for, or I'm like, I just don't have time. But that being what it is, this one came across my feed. So got into it, and y'all, if anyone in their life ever tells me that I need to read a book because it is important, it better be like New Nigeria County by Claire Brown. It needs to be, because when I tell you this is the only way I will ever read a book that's considered important ever again, this is the only way. This is the only way. I want to be entertained, okay? And when I tell y'all this book from top to bottom, start to finish, was nothing but absolute hilarious enjoyment. Like, Ben and I listened to this together in the car. And if you don't know who Ben is my husband. He is a part of the brand. You'll get to know him over time. Whatever. Moving on. But when I tell y'all we listened to this in the car together, we were cracking up. So New Nigeria County is an audiobook. It is only an audiobook. It's really more like an audio drama. And y'all, it has so much depth to it. Before I get into my opinions of it, let me give you the description from the book, right? So the description reads, written and performed by TikTok star Claire Brown, New Nigeria County is a whip-smart, full-cast satire tackling race, gender, and nationalism in today's world. When a white family moves into an affluent Black community, a misunderstanding between neighbors escalates until the entire town is swept up in the drama. New Nigeria is a good, clean, all-American town. The husbands are smiling and handsome, the wives are strong, rich, and powerful, and Nat Turner High is the best public school in the state. Yet, the citizens of this idyllic community find themselves in a rapidly changing country, and to be perfectly honest, some of them are a teeny bit uncomfortable with it all. When a New Nigeria community leader, Karen, makes a frantic phone call to the local police about a potential gang member roaming her cushy Malcolm X Estates neighborhood, it turns out the boy is her new European-American neighbor, Jake Smith, and the misunderstanding quickly becomes the talk of the town. While Jake's mom, Megan, is hurt by her new neighbor's behavior, Karen works tirelessly to preserve the safety and the property values of her beloved community. As the two women work toward their own version of equity, their conflict continues to escalate, setting off a chain of cringe-worthy confrontation that send the good citizens of New Nigeria into a tailspin. New Nigeria County is a hilarious, razor-sharp debut, flipping the script to expose uncomfortable truths through wildly entertaining comedy. This dynamic audiobook, created for the listening experience, is perfect for fans of Abbott Elementary, Dear White People, and Such a Fun Age. That being said, all y'all need to know is that I cackled every time a character referred to someone as a European American. Because honestly, the thing that this book does so great and so well is that it takes something that, as you know, Black Americans, we have to live with, right? And it takes it, flips it, stares at it, and it makes it sound so crazy. But the crazy and wild thing is that everything in this book, every situation are things that have actually happened in real life, and even the outcome of it, right? It takes the things that make you uncomfortable and it puts it in front of you, but it does it in such a way that it makes it light, it makes it funny, and it forces you to look at it, but it does it in a way that you don't feel like you should look away. You don't feel like, oh yeah, I know how this plays out. I know how this goes. Because even though it's like, yeah, you know how it's going to play out, in this version, in this world, it's hilarious because it's just like, this is what it really looks like. This is what it really sounds like. And when you are not steeped in just absolute rage and anger, it's just like, it's funny. it's funny, like everything that you think you know about the world in real life is flipped in this book. You know, you have house husbands instead of housewives, and you have the Malcolm X states, which you can imagine. That community that in this story is exactly what it sounds like. It's great. And the main character, Karen, she calls the cops on her European American neighbor. And everything that evolves from that point, it's just kind of like, I could laugh at it instead of being like, man, there it is again. And I think that is the difference. I feel like whenever people say this book is important, it depicts something in fiction that is very real that did not have to be in fiction for other people to see it, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying that there isn't a place for important books. I'm saying that there is a way to start conversations. And as a personal preference, I much prefer it in a format like this. The entire audiobook is fully voice acted. So every character is different, and y'all, the running gags are honestly hilarious. Like, my favorite was the fact that the European American mother, right? Her name is Megan. And when I tell y'all that they call this woman everything but Megan in this book, and every time she tries to correct them, she gets cut off. They move on. They're like, yeah, that's what I said. They call her all types of things. And none of it is like rude or mean or anything like that, but just things that are not Megan. And it happens so often to people who have names that are difficult to pronounce, right? People will butcher it and then try to like rush past it. And then when they try to stop you, they'll be like, oh, well, it's not that important. Like, I could just give you a nickname, or I could just call you this. And it's like, no, this is my name. And it's like, when it's flipped around and you're forced to look at it, it's like, yes, this is what you sound like. This is what it looks like. And honestly, you guys, I highly recommend this audiobook. For Ben, it was a 5-star read. For me, it was a 4-star read, only because I don't give out 5 stars like that. I don't give out 5 stars like that. You got to earn it. You really got to earn it. Because if you're a 5-star, you're going to be a 5-star forever. Forever. Right? So, that being said, it's a high 4.5. 4.75. It's great. It's amazing. It was so good. And I think this is what I want more of going forward, because part of the reason why I don't do book reviews is because so many books I feel like cater to an audience that I am not a part of. And I don't want to read it. I don't want to spend my time. Like, if I have to spend money on a book, if I have to spend time with a book, I want to be the target audience. I don't want to have to remove myself in order to enjoy a story. And if I have to, I'm going to put it down. I don't care who wrote it. I don't care why they wrote it. I will take it back to the store. I will get my money back. I cannot get that time back, but I will not be spending more time with that author. And that is part of the reason why I started the Melanin Library, because I was like, there are stories that are written by Black authors with Black characters for Black readers. It's also the reason why I'm putting together an anthology, Magic in the Melanin, a Black fantasy anthology, because it is exactly that. Black authors writing Black characters for Black readers. And when I tell you that this book, New Nigeria County by Claire Brown, when I tell you that it came together the way that I wanted it to come together, and I had a great time, and I was absolutely the target audience, and I loved every second of it. I loved every second of it. And it's only like 3 hours. So if you enjoy like a good audiobook, but you're like, I don't know when I'm going to fit into my schedule, put it on your TBR, pick it up, go listen to it, have a great time with it, and enjoy it. And I will also say, if you're coming across this book is for everyone. I think everyone can listen to it, enjoy it, have a good time. But I also do think that it is a conversation starter. I think that if you listen to it, no matter who you are, it will have you thinking about the state of our world and how we are expected to navigate through it, no matter which side of that conversation in the story you're on, whether you're on Karen's side or Megan's side, it doesn't matter. It will force you to think about and look at the things that we often get desensitized to and turn our eyes away from. So I'm not going to continue to ramble about this book, but I do want you guys to know that this is an actual recommendation for me. I do think you should go read this book. But other than that, that's it. I hope you guys are doing well. If you have watched all the way to the end of this video, let me know if you'll be picking this book up with a yes or a no down in the comments below. If you have nothing else to say, then leave a brown heart in the comments. And that is it. Until next time, you guys. I hope your days are lovely and your books are full of melanin. Bye.